The thing with these last two songs, Richie, Dance Crusher by Alton Ellis and No Good Rudy, was exactly what was taking place. Dance Crusher specifically for the man who used to mash up dance. Because by them time now you had a lot more players in the ring, people like Matador and those guys. And Matador was known for his
because
bass,
of the heavy sound.
His bass line, big heavy bass line.
It's an interesting point to make because where Duke Reid was based, right? Just around the corner from him would have been, what's his name? Tom the Great Sebastian. And then up the road, you would have you have Duke Vin. Yeah, a whole heap of sound was running at that time, you know, because Kingston had now become a big place of entertainment. You have all these lawns.
Yes, Bournemouth Club,
Bournemouth,
Silver Bucket.
You have Bournemouth, you have Glass Bucket. Glass Bucket was up a crossroad. But the lawns were the big thing, right? Chocamo lawn. You had Caterer's lawn up in a Torrington Bridge. You have with Siaga had a place to where Foresters Hall. This was where all the big dances used to keep it cheap. You know, it's not like what you called Bournemouth earlier. Bournemouth was kind of a middle class, upper class place because when you go Bournemouth is big band player Bournemouth.
Right off the Ocean View Avenue, all the way down to the ocean.
Down on the seaside there.
Yeah, right
but Bournemouth Club was an upscale club.
And they had a nice pool too, you know.
And poor people can't go there so because you have to have a suit and top hat and all them kind of thing. Yes, man, Kingston in them time was because you saw the distinction.
Rollington Town, Vineyard Town, Sagani.
Those were big areas. Especially Doncaster. Doncaster was middle class Jamaica, and the Bournemouth Club was based in that area. So when those big bands played, and then ultimately you had people like what's his name, Deans. All of these big musicians formed parts of those bands, and some of the Scatterlight members would freelance with some of these bands. But essentially, this was big people thing. Poor people had to go listen to Duke Reid and Coxsone and thing. Eventually, Tom the Great Sebastian became a middle class sound system because he also moved from downtown and go in a crossroads, and he based his sound at Silver Slipper Club, right? Because that was kind of a middle town where.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, Silver Slipper thing, and then. Glass Bucket was also another upscale club. So you saw the distinctions in how entertainment was being developed in Kingston. But the critical point is people like Duke Reid were at the epicenter of the formation of this part of Jamaican entertainment.
And it continued into the 80s too, Richard, because you have like Jalove and all these songs which were Rastaman or certain kind of people, and then you had things like Tiffany and Soul Sensation.
Yeah, but hold on, man. You've gone too far, man. You almost lost me, because we talk about it. No, your point is made, but the thing is, we're looking at where all of those guys, they rode on the back of a Duke Reid. They rode on the back of a Tom the Great Sebastian. Unfortunately, Tom the Great Sebastian, Tommy Wang, his name, who owned the sound, eventually took his own life because I think he had some issues and his wife, let's think, but he had some romantic issues and he couldn't handle them well and he ultimately took his life. But to come back to the sound and the development, here is, you talked about Dance Crusher. Dance Crusher was Alton Ellis putting to song the business of these roving, marauding guys who go and mash up people dance. One of the biggest instigators of that was Duke Reid. Because if him can't beat you with the music, he just mash up your sound. And so you have a group of these guys. And then it was also a period where Jamaicans, most of the youth, them can't find a job. So you had these roving gangs pickpocket, knife man with them like a switchblade knife and all of them thing. And a common thing for them pray on the dance crowd or the little vendors at the dance. And so Justin Hines and the Dominoes answered Alton Ellis. Alton Ellis talked about Dance Crusher, he mash up the dance. Justin Hines is talking about no good Rudy. There's no such thing, this whole rude boy thing don't make no sense because everybody suffer at the hands of the Rudy because you cause too much attention to focus on the dance hall and the police start to mash up the thing. And common thing now for police mash up people's sound.
Also, one of the reasons why I played No Good Rudy too was because it was almost like one of those songs that stood between rocksteady and ska.
It was the bridge. You're right.
Dance Crusher was 122 BPM, and now No Good Rudy is 108 BPM. I had quite a few of those songs that kind of bridged the gap as it was transforming from ska into rocksteady.
So by this time now, Duke Reid is seeing, based on the kind of output him getting out of Alton Ellis, he recognized Alton Ellis's unique singing ability. And you are now looking into middle 1960s, the music is changing again from ska, as you just demonstrated. And then you now had the slower stuff. What they were doing is taking American soul music to a large extent. There's still North American influence.
Waiting for us to do that episode.
Yeah,
they played the covers.
They took a lot of these songs from North American vocal groups, and they basically take a big example of that, Perfidia from Phyllis Dillon, right? And Phyllis Dillon made a big name for herself by taking a lot of that music and later on owning it. Let's give a listen.
But before we go into Perfidia, I want to play Girl I've Got a Date from Alton Ellis, which also showed that transformation between
play Perfidia first. And we're gonna show you why we think.
Hi there. If you enjoyed that clip, go on over to our website at yawdmedia.com, where you can watch the entire broadcast at your leisure. And while you're there, why don't you check out our other reggae music features? And before you leave, pick up some of our Jamaican reggae merchandise, and hey, don't forget to tell your friends.
My name is Garth, otherwise known as Big G.
My name is Richie Blackford.